Alright, hi everybody, it's Bonkai922. My back's kind of hurting me on the right side here. Ooh! I was sweeping the living room and vacuuming. Also, my right ear is a little clogged, but no big deal. I'll do this video anyway. Peko Sakurasou. I got him a message from Pantone12 about this episode. There are a few characters in this show, to say the least, a lot of people just like look at and say, fucking annoying. Annoying! I disagree to some of them claims. I like Mishiro. Hey, I like Nanami. Misaki-senpai. Oh, this episode, and this one was called Home is Where Sakurasou Is. And this is basically, majority of this episode had to do with the past. This was a flashback episode. Half of it. Half of it was the events from last week, and the other half was a flashback. Now, during this flashback, it's basically everything that SORATA went through when he first arrived at Sakurasou, at the dorm, when he had the one cat. One. When he first... it was one cat. Now, and these are the events of that. And to say the least, but that time it was just him, Jin, I can't say Jin, it's Jin, and Misaki-senpai and Rananosuke, and the sensei. So, that's what it was at that time. Now, let's get into the beginning here. Beginning part, they get the news about the tearing down of it, and SORATA was really powerfully against this. He was going ham on this, saying, no, this is bullshit, we need to do something about it. And Misaki-senpai, in the beginning part, was like so oblivious. He says, oh, it's going to be happy, it's going to get rebuilt now. And like, they're tearing it down. They're not rebuilding it. The sensei already explained this. So, that was basically what was said. Now, SORATA was completely against this. Rananosuke is... Listen, Rananosuke, as a character, I find him to be really cold. And I mean this. I understand that there's more to him, but for a character, when he's like... He's the reality guy. He's somebody who's there to tell the main cast, listen, this is how it is, and you need to think of it outside the box. He's very logical, which is understandable because he's so with computers and everything and so on and so forth. But he was being very logical about this and saying, you know, if you go back to the other dorm, you'll be able to concentrate on your gaming design thing in the final round of it and everything. And SORATA was very against this. He didn't want this to go down, this you know, thing. And Mishiro was definitely with him on this aspect, and so was Nanami. And, you know, Jin is basically telling SORATA, just think about it. And that's basically what happened during that regard. But the thing is, and this was explained later on by SORATA, if he goes into the other dorm, and they said that he's allowed to keep the cats in the dorm, he can't take care of Mishiro. They're going to be in separate dorms. That's the sucky part. So that's the logistics of it. Now, before the flashback happens, there are two things that are done. There are two scenes. The first scene is with Misaki-senpai and Jin. And Jin is telling Misaki-senpai, you know, we've got to find a way to help them, and so on and so forth. And that's basically what they're saying. We need to find a way to help them since they've helped us with our relationship and everything in between. So they decide we need to do something. And she says, yeah, and whatnot. And from there, we go to Sorata in his room with Mishiro. And they're talking, and he's explaining to her, like I said, about the whole thing with the dorms. And that's when Mishiro sees this photo that the cat's gnawing at, which is a picture of the past. And that's when we go into this flashback. Flashback when he first went into Sakurasou dorms. And we see the whole thing with the principal, and Nanami's there, and he leaves, and he goes into the dorm. First appearance at Sakurasou when he has the cat in his hand. White cat. He bumps into Misaki Senpai, and she attacks him. Oh my god, that was so freaking ridiculous. But I have to say, her first appearance was fucking annoying. She has that... Misaki Senpai is very annoying in the show. She's like... I can understand where some people are turned off with her character in this show as it goes along. But, she was going on top of him saying, thief, thief! And then he says, no, I'm a new resident, and so on and so forth. And it was just crazy. And he meets the sensei, her, there, and she's very, nonchalant. She doesn't give a fuck. I was like, god damn, she's like going out to speed dating and everything. It was just so funny. Then he's introduced, obviously, to Jean. And he says, oh, I have, a girlfriend who's married. It was so funny. It was a really funny first impression of Sakurasou for Sorata. And it gets introduced, and he gets to his room, and it's just crazy ensues. He starts playing video games with Misaki Senpai, and she's being she beats the shit out of him she's been playing Street Fighter, and she's kicking his ass. It was just so ridiculous and so funny. Now this is majority of the episode is the flashback. For the second half. And what happens is he is being stressed out by all these people and everything. And there's a scene where he's outside and he sees another cat. I don't know what is wrong with Sorata and these cats. That was so ridiculous. He saw the cat. He's like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to take the cat in. No, it's not happening. He takes the cat in. I thought that was hilarious. Misaki Senpai in this episode was kind of annoying with how she acted and so on and so forth. And then as he's coming back home to the dorm, Jin's right there, and he shows him the cat, and he goes into the room, and it's a celebration by Misaki Senpai for him, for Sorata, for his being a new resident of Sakurasou. And he shows that he has another cat and everything, and they're doing this hot pot. And he's like, it's the summer, why are we doing a hot pot? At least to say they're celebrating his arrival. And he's wondering why it is that it is so clean. When he first arrived, it was so clean, his room. It's because of Misaki Senpai. She cleaned the room. So that whoever shows up at the dorm, they're welcomed. And they have a clean room to go to. Which I thought was pretty touching. I was like, oh, And that's where... And then we have a picture. But I should mention, there was the part with Ronaldo when we first showed him. He first saw him. And he was emailing him. Oh my god, that was so fucking funny. He was like, oh, he's so mad because he's emailing the Mei-chan email system. Funny. And when you first saw him, Ronosuke, he was like a ghost. And then at the end of that flashback, we have them taking the picture, and they're all taking the picture, and it's Sorata's dropping the cats, and they're falling out, and it was funny. And that was basically it. And at the end of the episode, we basically have Sorata, Mishiro, Nanami, and the other two, Jin and Misaki Senpai. And he's going through the motions, Sorata, of all the different moments he had at Sakurasou. And basically, if he were to just leave and this be demolished, that is like the memory of Sakura. All the memories he has gained from being at Sakurasou would just vanish and disappear. And he doesn't want that. And that's where it ends. And they're saying they're going to fight on. They're going to find a way to keep from destroying the building. And they're all in agreement on that. And that's where the episode ends. Now, overall, I said this was a great episode. 4 out of 5. No question. And now next week, it's just going to be them trying... Let me just see. No, I don't think I got the specific name of next week's episode. But overall, that's what it's going to be about. They're finding a way to keep the building up. And they won't have to leave. Because the truth of the matter is, like I said before, if he leaves Sorata and goes into the other dorm, he'll keep the cats. But there's one problem. He will be in a different dorm room than Mishiro and Nanami. They'll be in different dorms. Boys' dorm, girls' dorm. And that's a big problem. And he doesn't want that. So that was another thing that was in this episode that was brought up. And I just thought that Misaki-senpai, she was annoying, but her character is very strange because the fact of the matter is she talks so goddamn fast that you don't understand what the fuck she's saying. So, but overall, this was a good episode. I liked seeing how originally he got there and what he went through in the beginning. And I thought it was interesting. Next week, it's just going to more or less be them trying to get it back, trying to stop them from destroying. And everyone's in on it. Ronosuke even too. They're all going to pitch in and find a way to keep Sakurasou. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. And that's pretty much what happened in this episode. I thought this was good. Like I said, this was like a flashback to re-enter the desire that the experience that Sorata has at Sakurasou. And now he's going to be able, that was that. That's basically what was done in this episode to do. And now they're going to try to keep it. They don't want to lose those memories. That was the whole bit. And it was very touching. It was, that he had this. At first, he didn't want this. He wanted to leave Sakurasou. But now that he has, he wants to stay with Mishiro and Nanami and everybody. So, it was just, I just love the flashback. The thing with Ronosuke, when he first met them, it was so funny. So yeah, that's another reason I'm giving this a 4 out of 5. But anyway, that's all I got for you guys. So yeah, good episode of Sakurasou. Can't wait to see how they're gonna patch things up. Gotta do some. They gotta find a way to keep it from them destroying the building, and so they can keep living there. We'll see how it goes down. This has been Bankai 922. I'll see you guys later. Misaki Senpai. She's a freak. She's definitely, as Sorata said, an alien. See ya.